Italian Air Forces, leather laces with the basket weave. Iron in your face so fast from the draft you'll sneeze. It's the nastiest, flashiest, turn girls to masochists. Cause I be giving them pain. It's a cold world, I laugh as if Bernie Mac was snapping on you. But I ain't a joke, you think I'm here to entertain you? Fallen angel after them halos. Nobody move till I say so. Take the money out the safe slow. Escape route and I'm out. I cake out like intimate to Brian's the flyers.
To do with you guys today. These are, of course, sponsored by decantshop.com. Coupon code MAX12 is going to give you 12% off your entire order when you do shop at decantshop.com. And that's basically the best place online where you're going to get niche fragrances, discontinued fragrances, original formulations of fragrances, designer fragrances, all for dirt cheap prices. Why buy a bottle when you can get a decant or just a sample to test out before you decide on a full bottle? The selection keeps growing. Every week there are new fragrances added. Decant Shop has sent me the 4 fragrances we're going to look at this week and talk about. Now, first up this week, we're going to talk about one from the House of Montale, guys. This one is called Aoud. We looked at Oud last week. I thought that one was okay. Didn't blow me away. Aoud was a 2013 release and features notes of orange, cedar, and oud. Very simple note breakdown. This is a difficult one to find online. And I think what happened is that Montale split. And the French house is the one that does the releases that come out in the United States, like Oud Melody and Nepal Oud, and the Middle Eastern house does ones that stay exclusive to the Middle East, like Pine Oud, Kabal Oud, and Oud Mayas. And you can usually find the Middle Eastern ones on eBay for a much cheaper price than the other Montales. That's my understanding. I could be wrong about this, but I think it's best for you to try to purchase this one off of eBay. As far as this one goes, you know, it's not a bad scent. I'd say it's really mediocre. Hard for me to pick out the individual notes in this one, and I think with a lot of Montale scents, the oud is really in the forefront. It's punching, and that's not the case in this scent at all. The oud really is a back seat participant or passenger to the cedar and orange. It's very blush for me, and not normal Montale blah. This one's actually worse in my opinion. So I don't know. I think I need to check more out from the Middle East faction. But I'm not impressed at all by Umayas. Real snooze fest for me. Next up, let's look at one from the House of L'Artisan Parfumeur. This one is called the Pour un Et, which means tea for the summer. We looked at Patchouli Patch last week. This one is another Giacobetti L'Artisan scent. She did my favorite niche scent of all time for L'Artisan with Zing. She also did a Fou d'Absinthe, which I love, Tea for Two, which I love, and Premier Figuier, which is a very good fig fragrance. So basically, guys, the point is when Giacobetti perfumes, I smell. This one came out in '95, and notes on it are tea, jasmine, bergamot, Amalfi lemon, mint, mate, cedar, and musk. And what this one gets a lot of comparisons to is a fragrance called The Vert by Bulgari, which is a green tea scent. And this one can be had for 100 ml. I've seen this for $64 online. If you're okay with paying normal L'Artisan pricing, it's going to cost you about $140 for 100 ml. Or $100 for a 50 ml. This is supposed to be a summertime fragrance, and for me, like I was with Passage d'Enfer, which is another Giacobetti L'Artisan scent, let down by this one. I prefer a Vert by Bulgari, which seems fresher and is a lot cheaper. Giacobetti for me is at her best with L'Artisan, which is doing something gourmand like Zing or Tea for Two. For me, this one is just too light and run-of-the-mill. It opens up with a sort of crispy, citrusy thing, and then it very quickly becomes a syrupy jasmine fragrance. It's just literally not my cup of tea. I think there are better tea scents out there, explicitly tea for two. And on the green side, the Vert for Bulgari. So this one is also going to be a big pass for me. Now, the third one we're going to look at today is not available at Decant Shop. Adriana just sent me a bunch of actual manufacturer samples that she had, and one of those was this guy from the house of by Kilian called Smoke for the Soul. Now I own Intoxicated, which I love Intoxicated. Adriana actually sent me all three from this new sort of illicit collection that includes Light My Fire, Smoke for the Soul, and Intoxicated. We'll look at Light My Fire in a few weeks, and I will have a review up for Intoxicated up sometime soon. This is one of the newer by Kilian collections. We've looked at this house a lot on sample shopping, but actually nothing that we've looked at did I go and purchase. I own two from by Kilian, Back to Black and Intoxicated, and I have two left on my pickup list, Love and Apple Brandy. Other than that, I'm not the hugest by Kilian fan in the world. This one came out in 2014. The Parfumeur on this one was Fabrice Pellegrin, and your notes are eucalyptus, grapefruit, tobacco, mate, birch, cashmere wood, cannabis, and cardamom. 50 ml of this is $270. A refill is $170. Now, this one for me is straight up marijuana. Just straight up marijuana with not much else, and I kind of think that's lame to do a marijuana scent that's just marijuana. You know, I did a scent with 4160 Tuesdays called Maxed Out, which has a blunt note in it. It's tobacco and cannabis, and I think that's just better. I also like Hungry Hippies by Smell Bent. This one for me is just too plain marijuana, and I don't like that interpretation. I just think if I wanted to smell like this, I literally could just get some kush and rub it all over my body. This is $270, and the one that I'm doing with 4160 Tuesdays, we also did rum in there, we did some coffee, we did tobacco with the cannabis. We did a mojito accord, and that's supposed to smell like a night out in Manhattan, you know, coming home. Your jacket has all that, like, you know, blunt smoke and sort of liquor and just night out smell. This to me literally is marijuana in a bottle, and not even really high quality marijuana, sort of like brickweed. So I would recommend Smoke for the Soul. We'll look at Light My Fire later down the line, but the big winner for me out of this collection is far and away Intoxicated. Now, guys, we're going to finish this week up with one from the House of Mancera. This one is called Roses and Chocolate. We looked at Wild Rose Oud a couple weeks ago. Notes on this one are mandarin orange, peach, black currant, and bergamot at the top. Middle, you got roses, violet, and dark chocolate. Base notes are white, musk, vanilla, and cedar. Now, I found out besides Mint in New York City, you can also grab these at Bergdorf Goodman. Has them now. So that was really interesting to see. The 120 ml bottles of Mancera fragrances retail for $180. I really like this one. I feel like it's really true to the title. I get chocolate and roses. I think it's much better for a woman than a guy, but I like this one a lot. You know, I would consider buying this. I think it's really unique. I think it's well done, and for a Montale / Mancera release, it's pretty creative, and I'm glad they blended the rose with something other than oud. So really nice. And if I'm ranking these guys, Mancera far and away Roses and Chocolate #1. I think 2, I'd still probably go with the marijuana. 3rd, I think I'd go with L'Artisan. And 4th, Montale. So, guys, we have 4 more fragrances to look at next week. We're going to go back to the House of Mancera. We're going to go to the first time ever on my channel to the House of Naomi Goodsir. We're going to go back to the House of Olfactive Studio, and we're going to go back to the House of Montale. So Montale, Panorama, Naomi Goodsir, and Mancera next week. Guys, you know what it is. This is Sample Shopping, a Maximilian Must Know channel. These are possible because of the generosity of Decant Shop and because you guys go to Decant Shop, use that coupon code MAX12 and purchase fragrances, and that is why we bring you these videos. Guys, I'll see you this weekend with a review. Many more videos next week. My name is Maximilian.
Philly wrapped on hydro, puffing on the lie slow. Your CD need me keep it kicking like Dale.